bed, or down at the foot of the bed, or down.
And we're back. I decided to keep this on because, oh, you know, whatever. Now we're doing light summer. And light summer apparently is the brightest of all the summers. Now, when I was assessing things and how they overlapped and stuff, it seems like everyone kept saying like brightness is not what summer is because brightness would be warm. And I don't really know where they're getting that from. I don't think brightness has anything to do with warmth, but I mean, somebody let me know, but I was pretty sure brightness and warmth were like two separate scales. So I considered brightness, you know, like in tone, like how much vibrancy, you know, how much saturation, you know, does the color have. And I feel like, you know, you can have deeply saturated things and then you can have brightly saturated stuff. Like it goes that way. It doesn't go in a scale of warmth. But somebody who's like actually doing color studies and stuff, like, you know, those kinds of people, let me know what that is, because I don't know. Anyway, so right now we're doing light summer, and so it's going to be the brightest according to me. It's going to be the brightest of the summers, and it's going to be honestly, it seemed more pastel-y when I was comparing things from different places and looking at colors and reading stuff. It seemed to be the most pastel-y because you want the colors to be light, right? Like light summer. You want them to be light because of your face. You know what I mean? Because of how your features are. So if you're someone who is like muted tones kind of wash you out, but too saturated tones are too clunky, light might be something that you want to try because it's like washes of color, really, where it's not going to overwhelm your face and your features and stuff. And I think just because people are dark skinned, they think automatically they have to put something on with like loads of pigment, and there is, you know, a degree of pigment that needs to be there, obviously, so it can show up. But sometimes you might feel like it's overwhelming your features. Like maybe you just have very delicate features, you know, and the makeup is overwhelming it. Try lighter colors that complement those features. So brown based things that are a little more pastel. I'll show you some, and then some things that are even stuff that has more pink underneath it. You don't necessarily have to go gray or have to go with like pure pastel where it's like white. You can, because I think pastels looks really good on all skin tones. But if you're not someone who's like really into pastels that much, you can look for something with more of a pink base, because then it'll keep you in the cool summer, you know, the coolness of summer, but it will lend that brightness that you need for a lighter makeup, like lighter makeup. Okay, so I am going to use that color. Oops, hello. I'm going to use this color here. If you can, let me just, my something's going on with my aperture or whatever makes it so it focuses the brightness. Something's going on. I'm going to use that color because I think for me that is light enough to be a light summer. I think makeup is where lightness and dark gets subjective because it's going on your face. You know, it's not going on a scale of things. It's going on your face, and your face is already at a certain place. So summer tones don't have lots of deep contrast against your skin. Even if you use deeper colors, there's still a brightness to it. And then you have winter, which is the other cool tone family. That one it embraces the deeper contrasts of your skin. Now, I said I was going to do the same style of makeup. So again, it's just, you know, eyeshadow. It's just going to be eyeshadow on the eye. I'm going to do like a matte under and in the corner like I did before, and then some sort of shimmer. Now let me show you some nice cool toned light bases. So this is the Coral palette, the Nubian 3. coral, and I think this is a really good summer base, a summer tone base. It's very pinkish, again, because this is the coral palette. This one is really pinky. Like, some of these are kind of too, it's really cool tone. They made the corals in here mainly all cool tone. Everything's cool toned in varying degrees of color. Like this orange you might not want to wear because the color orange in itself kind of goes against like cool tones. Like, just leave orange out. But coral in its varying degrees can still be added. So there's a lot of bleeding into certain colors and just knowing when something's too much of something. And that's when you can just be like, oh, maybe that's why that type of coral doesn't work for me. It's too orange. Like, you want a pinkier coral. And I think this one is kind of like just like a, I don't know, just like a camel kind of color, but it's a pinky coral camel. Pinky coral camel. I also have the Nubian, and some of these are warm, some of these are cool. So like this one, that would be nice for a light summer, or I think even a true summer can use that one. It's very beige, but like a little deeper than beige, like a more relevant beige to what I personally use. It almost looks like the warm tones are over here in these two columns, and then the cool tones are over here in these two columns. That's kind of cool. So I'm gonna mix them. I'm gonna use this and then this, just to add a little layer of brightness, and the other one to add a little more cool pink. So you see how that's bright but still very flattering. So again, if you're someone who finds that deeper colors just look too clunky on you, experiment with lighter colors. It's like you like deep bright colors, but you feel like they look wild. There you go. So now we have like a bright little base. So that's that. This one ain't got no plastic. That makes me uneasy. The fact that the plastic gone. Oh, child. Thanks, guys. Okay, so now we're moving into the blue. And I'm actually going to use this palette, which has some warmer blues in it. Some more yellowy blues, but they're light enough because I want to use, where'd it go? Was it you? I wanted to use this person right here. Let's see real quick. Yeah, that's good. That's that. It's not too yellowy of a blue. It's not yellow at all. It's light enough. This is even lighter, but it's also a matte. Let's see this one here. Hold on. Okay, so this is, who's that? That's Airtime. This is Clear Skies. This is them mixed. And I think I'm going to use them mixed. So we're just going to use the fingers that we already used. Since I'm mixing them anyway. Okay, and then I think I'll start with the Airtime. But yeah. It's like, sometimes it's just about application. Like, you can wear deep colors and they look flattering. It's just about how much and where. But sometimes some people's features just get overwhelmed by certain colors. And I think that's why this color analysis thing is so, like, popular because people just want to, they want to experiment, you want to have fun, but they also want to know which colors are going to make them look and feel the best, you know, about their face. And that is one of the main things where it's like when the makeup is swallowing your features up, you don't feel like it's complimenting you. So yeah, this is for people who want to use lighter colors. Make sure nothing's there. And now we're going to go in with this really cool toned blue right here. It's light, it's pretty. I'm just going to take it. It's like a cornflower blue. I'm going to take it in the inner corner. I like putting mattes in the inner corner right now, especially like a brighter matte. I don't know, I think it looks really smooth and really pretty. Highlight always, but mattes are a lot of fun to me right now. Okay, and then we'll just take a little bit of it and go under here. This is Moonlight in Blue Moon, another ColourPop palette. If it's a blue palette, man, I'm gonna be a sucker. I'm a sucker for a blue palette. So when I saw these, I was like, whoa. I also have the Mothership 1 because it's a majority, it's like a blue toned palette. Juvia's Place hasn't done anything strictly blues, and I really wish they would. They have blues in a lot of palettes, and they're always a really good blue, and I wish they would just come out with like one color theme palettes, like just a blue one. That would be cute. Alright. So that's that. And we're going to do the same eyeline that we did last time with this one. But actually, because this is light, that might be overwhelming. I wish I had like a really neutral brown. It's okay. I'm still going to use it. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use it. Okay, so that's going to work out. That'll work out just fine. Let's put on this mascara. Eyes done. Attitude on that outer corner. I'm going to put a little more shimmer on this one. What the fuck? Okay, back up. Done. I think for light summer, we're going to stick with highlight instead of blush. The blush, I was going to do pink, but then I changed it. Hold on, let me swatch it. Oh, it is orangey. It's a little too yellow, so never mind. Never mind. So I'm trying not to throw the face off balance by having too stark a blush, especially because this is light summer. So things are just a bit more, you know what I mean? So I'm going to mix some things, maybe. Okay, I'm using the darkest color in the tan because it's cooler than the top one. And I'm going to use that as a base. So that one. And I'm just going to focus it, obviously, right here. Okay. So it's like a little nude blush, which I think light summers, you might actually appreciate all the levels of nude blushes, like, because it gives you that brightening color without overwhelming your features. So like look into more nude blushes, or look into some light bronzers and use them as nude blushes. I use a lot of bronzers. I use a lot of bronzers as blush just because my skin tone allows for that that play of tone. So, all right, so that's like a little nude action right there. We're gonna add a touch of color though. I think a little bit of the Lena won't hurt, like the tiniest bit. It's light, but it's not muted, okay? It's not muted like say B. B is a really muted kind of purple, which you will see for soft summer. Lena's a little, like when I take it out of the orange packaging, put it on my skin, it's still a bit warm. So I'm not going to use Lena as the pink because it's kind of warm. I'm going to use, let's see, what do we have here? Who's ready? Okay, this one's pretty cool toned and it's light enough without being, it's not muted, it's light, although it's not, it doesn't seem cool enough. You know what I mean? But I think it might work. There's like a stark pink in the Deuce palette. That might work for a while. So I already have that brown base on that you can see right there. But let's swatch creme. Yeah, that's light and it's nice and just cool. So we're gonna go ahead and just use a skosh. Like a skosh. And I'm gonna go ahead and open up the, where are you? The bronzer. And I'm just gonna also dip there. So dip, dip. And then we have like a all right, you see? Okay. And we're just being light-handed. Okay, we can add a little more pink. Just right there. And I think light summer, all the summers actually, that's cute. Alright, so anyway, if it's something you want to do light colors because you like how they're looking on your skin, but you don't like maybe, I've said this a long time ago, I think, you don't like maybe how white the undertone is, like it's a little too pastel, a little too chalky, just add brown. Add brown. It fixes everything. So yeah, and I find that it helps it blend into the face better. Okay, so now we'll go into the lip. Once again, it's going to be a pink lip. I'm not going to use Coretta. I'm going to use Ilia Beauty's Blossom Lady. I think highlight, yeah, see, because that's another thing. With light, I think in some of it's about clarity as well. So the levels of clarity in the color, they shift throughout each season. And I think light might have the colors that are the clearest. So they're just really just that color. And then true summer is something where the colors are at their most at their most pigmented within that summer color family. And then in soft summer, in that part of the color family, all the colors get a little more muted. That's why it's so soft. The effect is a little more hazy, a little more soft. So these are all keywords that, you know, hopefully are helpful to you. So yeah, like a soft summer is a little hazy, a little more muted than a true summer, which is can have muted tones, but it is just cool, neutral, more pigmented than soft, and possibly more pigmented than light. Light does have a clarity in its colors though, and it's the brightest out of all the summers. Yeah, brightest, the lightest when it comes to the color story and how the colors play. But yeah, this one I'm not going to put any liner on for this one because of the way the color is. It's a bit sheer. I think sheer is also a good category for light. I think light lends itself to sheerer makeup just for the simple aspect of it being technically lighter makeup, like there's less of it. So the color might not become too overwhelming for your features if you find your features are too delicate and too soft to handle like stark pigments. I think the light section in summer is a good vibe for you. So this is summer. This is light summer. Once again, I'll get you in a different lighting. Of course, I hope you know that you don't have to do this style of like messy eyeshadow. But you know, it's kind of my thing. Kind of my thing to have messy eyeshadow. But yeah, you don't have to do that. You can take your time. So this is light summer. I love it. I love it. We're gonna go into soft summer now, but I'm gonna miss this one. I just really like cool tone makeup, even though I prefer gold jewelry. So that's a big conundrum for me.